again, the question is, does it have to trickle down? Like, I feel like a lot of other jobs are being created, not necessarily in playing chess, but rather in doing content around chess. I feel a lot of the opportunities right now are in that sphere rather than playing. Playing, we know, and I do think it's normal that the top 20 players are the ones that are reaping most of the benefits. I understand we all want the top 100, top 300 to get paid and be able to make a living, but it's not like that in any other sport. So, especially not in a sport that doesn't have a huge reach, like basketball, for example, or like one of the top sports. Even in tennis, I don't think the top 300 make such a great living. I don't even know about top
I think we
100.
kind of discussed this on one previous
We did, we
episode,
did,
and
we did.
and
It was
then
mostly in the Wimbledon
yeah, yeah,
and the top
I forget what people
events.
were saying. Like the Wimbledon qualifiers, last place was 25 grand. I
If you
think
make it to the qualifiers, you're already good. Yeah, you're already good. It's
I
also a
mean
much
I
more
would probably
expensive
expect.
sport to train, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true because you need a bit more like in chess, if you have a laptop and you don't really you rent some engine off a cloud, which is pretty maybe you spend 1,000 a year, then you're basically good in terms of analysis. Then the only question is how much do you want to work and how much do you want to outsource to someone else.
Yeah.
But in tennis, I would assume not only do you need a coach, but you also need maybe a physical therapist, maybe a nutritionist, and this and that,
Yeah.
because it's just so much more demanding in a more concrete way than chess, right? That's let me see. So Wimbledon,
I want to see you traveling with a nutritionist, with a chef, with a masseuse. You should speak with Team Liquid. You should be like at the World Sports, uh, at the World Cup, like the Esports World Cup. If you qualify, obviously it's not guaranteed. Still long way to go.
yeah, I really do
But if
hope
you
to, but
qualify, you should ask them, hey, give me a masseuse on the stage. That would be fun.
well, I don't know how the format will be. Will they keep the 10-minute no increment? Will we
Yeah,
play
yeah.
on laptop? Will we play on physical board?
No
Will it be something
increment.
else entirely?
It should be no increment. I mean, I
I would
don't.
assume that it stays the same with no increment, but I think that it's not really decided fully for the EWC. I don't think they've made any like clear plan for how everything will be. So it might be a bit surprising. I've heard some things which I won't really repeat in terms of like I don't know if they're rumors or not, so I don't want to say something and then it doesn't end up happening. Um,
Well, I'm gonna say it
but
because I've read it in Hikaru's chat at some point. I was doing commentary for on his channel, and I did hear that there's a rumor that you guys might be playing from a tablet. Is
yeah, I've heard this too. I don't know if it's true or not.
that's that's kind of sick. Like no increment and playing from a tablet.
Yeah, I would probably prefer not to do this. I don't really know what the plus side is. I can think of some minuses. Maybe it wouldn't change things dramatically, but I can think of some minuses and I can't really think of any plus. I mean, the minuses would be purely um, from a practical point of view. Like,
I
if we're in
mean,
a time scramble,
you touched the wrong square. You're busted.
yeah, maybe you're more likely to mouse slip. Like, we shouldn't open it up to more randomness. We should try to keep in more chests and less, how fast you can touch things. Which, anyways, with a mouse, it's anyway a thing. And I think over the board probably wouldn't work with no increment because if pieces do fall, then you end up with this kind of ungodly mess. Nobody enjoys watching. An arbiter is now trying to figure out what to do. Pieces have fallen on the ground, someone paused the clock, and one player has 2 seconds and one player has five. And, you know, obviously this is like the no increment lends itself much better to online chess for sure. But tablet, I'm not sure. Touchscreen, yeah, I'm not so sure how I feel about this idea. Um, and anyway, that's not really my decision. We'll see what happens.